There are still questions around whether or not the Chicago Bears are going to get another running back or not in the 2023 NFL draft. Running back is a very fluid position, and I don't think that the Bears are going to be too worried about it, considering they do have Khalil Herbert, who is proven to work in their system and be dominant. Also, with an improved offensive line, I think that the Chicago Bears backfield, no matter who's back there, is going to have a lot of big steps this year. But if Ryan Poles does want to add more depth than he already has, there is one running back in the draft I think the Bears could get between the 4th and 5th round that could be extremely impactful. Today, I'm going to talk about Kendre Miller, running back from TCU. I've talked about Miller in a ton of my mock drafts. I think he's an explosive player that could be a very complement to Khalil Herbert and the backfield as a whole. And I'm going to break down a little bit more about him today. But before we begin, please make sure that you like this video, put your thoughts in the comment section below of who you want the Bears to draft if they do draft any running backs. And if you haven't already and want to automatically enter our draft day giveaway, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. So let's get a little bit into who is Kendre Miller. Kendre Miller is a running back from TCU, standing at 6 foot, 220 pounds, and is a 21-year-old junior from Mount Enterprise, Texas. Miller is an explosive running back that I think would be huge for this offensive system that Luke Getsy has put together, considering he can run and catch the ball, which is a dual threat and would be huge going upfield, especially with his size. In 2022 for TCU, he was an absolute wrecking ball with 224 rushes for nearly 1,400 rushing yards. He had a 6.2 yard per carry average, along with 17 rushing touchdowns. He also had 16 receptions for 116 yards, which is about 7.3 yards per catch. His prospect profile is just out of this world, and there's only one negative to him that does worry me a little bit, but the positives definitely outweigh that one negative, especially if we have an improved offensive line and we play with a fullback. According to our friends over at NFLDraftBuzz.com, he has an 83 overall rating. His projected round pick is between 4 and 5. I could see that being very possible, and the Bears have a lot of picks this year, which maybe they could use one on him. He has a 40 time of 4.58. Not the fastest, but he runs like an absolute bulldozer and will go through anybody. Rushing, 90 out of 100 grade, one of the best running back rushing grades in this upcoming draft by NFLDraftBuzz.com. Breaking tackles, 82 out of 100, which is huge, especially for gaining more yards against tough defenders, which the defenses that we do play, like Minnesota, like Detroit, and not really Green Bay, but the guys that we do play twice a year does make it pretty difficult, and you need to fight for those extra yards. His receiving in hands is 63 out of 100, one of the higher grades for running backs in this upcoming draft, which makes him a reliable outlet target for Justin Fields. This is the negative, is his pass blocking, which is 34 out of 100. He is not strong in this department, unfortunately, but that can definitely be taught in the NFL. And also, we do play with a fullback, and we do have an improved offensive line. So that grade I'm not too worried about. But overall, a great scouting report from NFL Draft Buzz to start off, and even better reports from NFL analysts. He is a playmaker, and a lot of people say they remind him of Khalil Herbert with his insanely explosive ability to get upfield, but also his great field vision as well in order to see holes, get through them quickly, and make an extra gain. He is explosive out of the backfield with a very fast one step, which gives him the ability to move direction if needed, which is a huge need for the Chicago Bears. He isn't afraid of anybody, and also with his pretty big body and explosive speed, gives him the ability to bulldoze over smaller defenders and also be able to juke out linebackers. They're saying he's a great running back too to start off his career, could eventually work his way into running back one, but he is an awesome player. If you look at his highlights, unfortunately I can't share them due to legal rights, but if you go and look at his highlights, this guy is very explosive, very big body running back, something the Chicago Bears need in their back room, and I think would be very beneficial. And sorry, guys, if the videos have been a little delayed. This is actually a pre-recorded episode because as this is being played right now, I am in Europe for work. I will be posting on all of our social media still, probably at very random hours if you're not used to what we're used to over here. But thank you guys for all your support, and stay tuned for the draft because that's going to be a huge week, ton of videos. Going to try to do 2 mock drafts for sure, 1, but thank you all for your support so far. Cannot wait for the draft, and stay tuned for any breaking news. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and we'll see you guys next time.